Okay, so today I'm going to show you how we cook a deer ham, and we always do this for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And this is a recipe that my dad learned, I think, years and years ago from an old lady that was at that time was very old. And the place we used to hunt, I guess it would have been back in the 70s. And he picked this up from her, and I ended up kind of changing it a little bit just to suit myself and to suit the way we like to eat it. So as you can see, most of the silver skin and the stuff that you don't want on the meat is gone. There's a small line here and there that's within the muscle, but it will generally cook down to where you don't notice it's there. Mostly just that outside part is all gone, and get it down as close to the red meat as you can get it, and that's the way I like to do it. And once that's in the pot, I put about a ½ inch of water in the bottom of it. It's because deer meat's, there's no fat in it, and it's kind of dry, so that helps it to have some liquid in it. It'll make some more liquid as it cooks, but this helps in the beginning. And on top of that, we have a stick of butter that's melted with some minced garlic, and I'll just pour that over top of it. And then at this point, I will put the seasoning that I like. You can season it any way you like. I tend to use a whole lot of just black pepper and oregano and maybe some Old Bay. I kind of like those flavors together. And I usually use oregano on about everything I cook because I like it. But I like pepper, and I put a fairly generous amount. It's not measured. I just eyeball it like I do everything else. Some people, that's a little harder for them to do, but that's just the way I've always done it. Same with the Old Bay. Now, Old Bay has pepper in it, and I've already put pepper on there, but I like pepper, so that don't bother me. If pepper, a whole lot of pepper is too hot for you, you can either back off on the black pepper or the Old Bay, either one, it'd be fine. And I'll just shake the oregano on until I think it looks good. And then over top of it, strip it with some bacon, and the bacon gives a little bit of a fat content to it, and it gives it sort of a bacony flavor, but I do it mostly just for the fat. Because like I say, the deer meat, this deer meat doesn't have any fat on it at all. So, I always trim it off because I don't like deer fat. It's got a taste that I don't like. And I just cover it pretty well. And the good thing about the bacon is it won't cook away, because we're going to cook it in a really low heat oven. And you can also eat the bacon off the top of it too. It's really good. If you got short pieces of bacon, you can use toothpicks to pin it with. I don't think I'm going to need to on this particular pot. And then on top of the bacon, I'll usually drizzle a little bit of honey, and this is local honey, I think. Not a great amount, but just a little thin drizzle back and forth across the top of the bacon, and it seems to really enhance the flavor. And this honey's about with sugar, but it won't hurt anything. And then I'll usually put just a little bit more seasoning on top of that just because it looks pretty. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And it goes in the oven 225 for about 8 hours, 10 hours. We usually put it on right about bedtime, 9:30, and by 5, 6 a.m. when I get up, it's generally done, and you can smell it all over the house. And it smells really, really good. Okay, so it's the next day. This cooked about 10 hours or so. And you can see what it looks like. The bacon's still on top of it. And it cooking that long on that low a temperature, it got really, really tender. And you can just break pieces off of it with a fork, really easy. And that's, being a ham, that's the toughest part on a deer. And you cook it slow and a long period of time on low heat, and it just falls apart. And it's very, very good, very tasty, and it's a favorite for almost everybody here. And it's very good.